English pre-med to this?
I don't know. I feel like it was kind of organic. That sounds weird, but it's true. Like I literally went from thinking I was going to be a doctor to like junior year being like, I don't think this is going to work out. Senior year being like, what am I going to do? We're going into a recession. Let's just get the first job available. And it was like Chrysler Financial. I didn't learn anything about finance. It was a collections job. Next job was at a school.
You do, though, a little bit, probably.
Not really. I learned about how to avoid a repossession.
Like, was it her family? Was it like, you know?
No, like my mom's in solar sales now, but this is a good point. I went into sales. My mom and I both had the same kind of experience. So like I had got laid off from my position as I was an assistant dean of students at a charter school. And it was like a new charter school, like, you know, new company. So it turns out they didn't have the money for assistant deans, like period. So every assistant dean, it was like, you know, it. So my mom like met this lady who was like doing those free, you remember those Obama phones? Like those government phones?
I think I remember you telling me something about
yeah, so I'm just like at home, like applying to grad schools, trying to like make my connections. And, you know, I had my kid, I was a roommate. I had my friends were roommates with me in like a place down near Temple. It was like bad neighborhood. But anyway, I'm like at home doing that. My mom's like, oh, I met this girl. She's doing these free phones. And I'm just like, well, I mean, my unemployment is about to run out. Like maybe I'll see what that is if it pays something. So I go and I meet this lady and she's just like, yeah, you know, we're doing the free phones. You know, you get a free phone. You know, if you do 10 phones, you get $100. And I'm like, wait, if I give people 10 free phones, I get $100. She's like, yeah. And she's going on with this. I said, so if I give 50 people 50 free phones in one day, I get $500 that day. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, what? I get what? Like, to me, that sounded like big money. Like, I could make a ton of money giving people free phones. But, like, it's really a sales job because people don't believe things that are too good to be true. So it's like I set up connections with, like, supermarket owners. So that way, like, between the 1st and the 15th, which when people got food stamps, because I need them to be, low income, I was, like, set up outside of the supermarket, like, free phones,
Wow.
I learned to hustle. Like, I was getting their information as they were putting their groceries in their car. Like, I already have one. I'm like, oh, well, your son's right there. You want to know when he gets home from school. You should get this free phone. Okay, free phone.
Dang, you're wasting the government's money just giving out free Obama phones.
They were qualified for it. They were qualified. And, that's like, funny. There will be all these people. So it's like, that's when my mind started kind of switching to like salesy. And then like after that, my brother had just graduated with a finance degree. So my younger brother. And he was like, oh, I just got this interview at Vanguard and I think you would be good for this. And I was like, all right, because I didn't really want to do free phones all day. Like I was like, I have this degree from this top college. It's like one of the top liberal arts colleges in the country and I'm doing free phones. So like, even though I was making pretty good money, I was making more money than I was making as an assistant dean. Even though it sounds better, but I would see people and I would be like, oh snap, like I know that I'm over here with like free phones. They're like, oh my gosh, what happened? Did you lose your job? It was kind of embarrassing. It's funny because now I'm like over that. I don't even care. I don't care about my title. I don't care about the money. But I was like, oh yeah, all right, I'm gonna go for this Vanguard thing. So I got hired at Vanguard and they're like, congratulations, it sounds so great. Vanguard, everybody's all impressed. But I was making like $35 and I was $35,000 a year.
And crushing your soul.
Yeah, and crushing my soul. Like, I remember my manager, like, they would clock you down to the minute. I could not stand it. Like, you get a 30-minute lunch break. And he was like, one day, he was like, okay, you know, you're doing a great job. But, like, here I see you clocked in at, like, you know, 12:29 and 50 seconds. And here it was 12:29 and 56 seconds. So, you know, you got to be careful so you don't push over into that extra minute. And I was like, are you serious?
Oh my!
Are you serious? I was like, I need to get the hell out of here. And then people will keep saying things to me like, you know, one day when you're running this company, or like somebody like you is going to run this company, or somebody like you is so smart. And I would always say, why are they saying that? I'm not even showing you anything. Like I'm literally just doing the order taker job. I am not putting more into this. I don't feel like I'm giving this my all. But if this is all that you expect, this is all that I will give you because
that's nuts. Me
giving you more will not make me more. And I knew this when a guy that I was working with. It's not going to make you any more. Right. And there was this guy that I was working with who he was great. Like he was doing the same job as me. he was doing like, these lunch and learns, like teaching people new skills and like all this stuff. And then he got a promotion, and they wanted him to get his Series 7 license. So he studied for it. He did great. And now he can do stocks and everything. He goes over, and I said, well, how much? We were pretty close. So I was like, well, how much are they paying you more? It was like $3,500. That was my like end of the line. I was like, oh yeah, I quit.
Corporate America.
So I think that's kind of how it happened. It was like steps of things that happened and things that fell into my lap. And like, so.
Yeah.